welcome to the next part of my build series for my 1991 Mazda Miata. It's my summertime daily driver. And today we're going to be starting to disassemble this car, the front part of the engine bay, and we're going to be, so that we can get at the frame rail to replace the front section of that rail. We're going to section in a new piece by the end of the series. So these fenders, looking at it, I guess that's often why they'll rust away. If we empty that in the garbage, I know this one has some rust on there I'm going to have to fix. You can see the rust hole kind of right here, the light coming through. So if that's all I got to fix, that's not bad. And it's in the black, so I can get away with just doing the bottom painting for now. I think this is a replacement fender. Judging by the way the paint is peeling up in here, it's coming off relatively easy. The color sucks on it. I'll change that someday when I paint it. The bottom portion of the fender looks pretty good. A little bit here rust, that doesn't matter too much, but that's good. Here I've been labeling my wires. You know how it is. When you don't label your wires, they tend to not remember where they need to go. I've drained the coolant, and I think I have the radiator loose, so we're going to try and pull that out. We're almost there.
There you go.
There's some victory. I know that's not Kool-Aid. And we pulled the air box out of this area here, and working on the pop-up light right now. And then I've pulled out the reservoir for the power steering. I'd like to get this whole area in here free so I can do the welding in there to weld on the new piece of frame rail. And this is the accident damage here, some of it. And you can see it's whoever had it got it roadworthy, quotations, but they've cut it and spot welded it so it would fit. And here I cut these off in the past, but they re-spot welded. Well, it's supposed to be like, nope, it's supposed to be straight like this, and so they've drilled out the spot welds here and re-spot welded it there. So that's all gotta get fixed yet. I've been trying to save the plugs on the wire harness for the headlights and stuff, because it'd be nice, or these clip things where the wires should attach onto, it'd be nice to keep those intact so it goes back together nice and easy. And since I'm not keeping this front piece, I am going to just kind of cut an access hole in the front, and then you can get in here with your pliers, squeeze it together. There you go, it's out. I'm going to start cutting some of the metal out of the car. Start looking at just getting stuff out of the way. So I'm going to be taking this portion out of here, and maybe taking some of the spot welds out of here, off the front here. That piece is getting replaced anyways. What I've been doing is, wherever there's a spot weld, this one is not done yet, but I kind of like my way of separating panels. I don't have a spot weld bit, and here they don't last anyways. I just grind until the metal turns kind of dark and you get the ring showing, and then you can pop it after. It comes right out. And then I just clean it up a little bit. Get to keep most of the coating on there. I have cut all this bad stuff away. Your car used to be welded on here to the front of the frame. That's all gone. This is kind of just dangling here for now. I believe it's for power steering. And then I've taken off this, and now I'm going to start to work in this frame rail area here. Probably get rid of that section that's dealing with. There's a crease in here and in here. So I'm going to attempt, I guess I'll pull the rail out of here to about this point. This is where the damage stops. It doesn't get into the suspension. And right along here is a seam with some spot welds, and that's welded onto a flange on the frame rail. So I'm going to cut the rail out and leave this behind. Then once the rail's out, I will straighten this area in here. I think I'm going to reuse this piece here. For now I've held the air conditioning, I don't know what you call it, the radiator condenser piece. It's still held in here, but there wasn't much holding it, the air conditioning unit. There wasn't much holding here. As you can see, it just doesn't even line up. So this is mushed. You get a good look at it in here. Get the light. So as you can see, there's supposed to be straight here, and then some of the damage comes up in here just behind the sway bar mount. There's a little bit of a kink in there, and then it's good after this, and then the suspension, that's good. So I'm probably going to make my cut right along here and into here, and then I'll put a piece of steel inside, plug weld it on, and then I'll slide the rail onto that once I get the new rail. Then I will just tack it in place and make sure everything fits. And that cut will come up through here yet, kind of thing. And then we'll spot weld it back on after that's straight. And that's the plan at this point. I've made this template for cutting out of probably 16 gauge steel or 14 gauge, I can't remember exactly. Should do the trick. It slides onto the frame rail like this. Butts up against here where the engine support cradle mounts here. And this is the strut tower looking at the bottom on the damaged rail, but on the damaged side of the car, but on the replacement rail that I have. So we're going to cut from here, here, and it takes a bit of a jog here because I want to save this bracket, and we take it to the car. I'm going to take the sway bar out yet, but then we'll just slide it up in here. I'm starting it at the 2-inch mark here, and it goes to 6.5 exactly at the sway bar bracket. This one is pushed back actually a 1/4 inch on the sway bar bracket, so we'll go to the 2 to 6 1/4, so 1/4 inch shorter. So I did some hammer and dolly work in this area here. Not quite done, but I want to drill up the spot welds now for what's left of the frame rail here, because I had to put some time thinking into it. I mean, this piece is very nice here yet, but I would probably end up cutting it here and welding it on, but I'm not sure if I want to take all that out of the car. I just kind of want to put the rail in there. Right. I drilled out the spot welds on the frame rail. I use my template to cut the rail where I need. So when I stick it on the other, the donor piece, it'll fit in exactly. The cut will be made exactly the same. And the other thing I've done is hammered all that straight. So it looks like I will be able to use this piece. And then a little bit of, probably won't even need body filler in there because you won't actually even see that once the pop-up light is in there, but it has to be straight so the frame rail goes on straight. Now I am up to the front clip. We've got to cut out of here what we need to use. Got my piece I've made to get the cuts to be the same on each, mounted in place. And we're going to take this part of the rail, drill out the spot welds in here, and drill out the spot welds to keep this front bumper bar. There's a little bit of rust that we'll have to clean up here on each side in the corner by the tow hook. That's getting replaced on my Miata. Just wanted to give a comparison of the two rail sections. On the right is what came out of the car, and on the left is the replacement section that I have. I'm going to just demonstrate how this piece fits in. I'm going to slide in here. Get up and under there. So this end will be against here. Just kind of slides in place here. Matches up with the original marker there. And this piece will come up in here. And then this will get welded in. This piece will get welded into here. I'll fold this back down. I had to cut it open to slide the rail in, and then there'll be some tack welds in here, here. All these are spot welds will be tacked in, and then I'll put this will be where I'm sectioning it, right here, all the way around, and that will be probably getting a plate behind for a little strength on the weld. And so the original damage ended kind of like in this area. And then the spot welds over here will be these three, these couple here, couple in the back side there. Thanks for watching this portion of the build series on the Miata, and in the next episode we will be getting into welding or prepping that frame rail piece and the front core support section and getting it welded into the car.